Calling the meeting to order, we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we can begin with the roll call.
Okay, Ms. Sandra Cavazos Ayala,
Present.
Rosa Maria C. De Llano,
Present.
Robert Ortiz,
I'm present.
Esmeralda Rodriguez.
She is present.
Okay, she's present.
Present.
Angelica Salinas,
Present.
Etelvina I. Perez,
Present.
Rosalind Z. Z. Villarreal,
Present.
Rafael Romo.
He's supposed to join us virtually.
Okay.
Help for us now.
Okay,
Okay, we have a quorum, correct?
Correct.
All right, there's no citizens' comments at this time that I know of, right? Correct?
Correct.
So now we can begin with item number 5, reviewing, reading and the approval of the minutes from August 30th, 2023.
I just have a question, items for next meeting. One of the items was presentation on early history of the library. Is that in our agenda?
No, it's under director's report.
Under the
Yes.
report, okay.
Any revisions from anybody or anything?
I move that we, approve the minutes as written.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All of those in favor of approving the minutes as written?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, so we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the communications and announcements.
And you do have in your packet 3 things. One of them is the Texas State Library and Archives letter letting us know that we're accredited for the coming year. Yay. Much rejoicing.
Yes.
This is one right here.
It's, There, right, okay.
The other thing is a list that we've had approved for all the closures for the coming years, for the coming year. And it was approved by Mr. Lundin, so that way you know when we're gonna be closed. And the last thing under announcements is a report from the VITA, the Voluntary Income Tax Assistance Program. This is the latest one. Even though the tax season is over, we continued, some of the sites still continue preparing returns. And just for your information, what the total is so far.
Wow, so the total refund amount is that 7.6 million?
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
So that goes back into the economy.
Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Good, good, good. Nice. All right. Any comments on communications and announcements? Good. All right, so staff reports, library director's update.
You can start off with a presentation by Doris Gonzalez, our librarian, too, who's in charge of reference, but she's also helping out in the historical collection right now since we don't have a librarian. And she had presented before, but you had requested earlier history on the library. Kick it off.
Very short. Wow. The library is now open.
So thank you all for having me again.
Oh,
Yeah, is this the microphone?
That's the one.
Can you all hear me, Ms. Rodriguez and Ms. Llano?
She doesn't have my voice.
She has a librarian voice.
Yeah.
I can hear. I got earbuds.
Oh.
Now it's easier for me to hear
Good.
with the earbuds.
Nice to see you again, Ms. Llano. It's been a
Yeah.
really long time.
Now I wish I could see you all.
Aw.
You will shortly.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you doing? Alright, so today I'm just going to be presenting on the history of the public library in the early 1900s. So I'm super excited about this topic, and I'm so glad it was brought up that we should have a little bit more information on how our library started and our very bright beginnings as a public library here in Laredo. So some of the first articles that I found came out in the Laredo Times. This is one of the first mentions that we have in December 22nd, 1912. And it says, "The library is now open. There is hardly a city on any consequence in the state that does not maintain a public library, whether it be the gift of Andrew Carnegie or supported by local people." And the rest of the article talks about how the library first opened sometime in the early 1900s, and it was run by the Women's League, as we discussed last time. So this was all an effort run by women. It was originally, something to be very proud of. Yes. And it was originally located in the Sames Moore building in the city of Laredo. And so you do have a little copy of that snippet from the Laredo Times from 1912. And then another interesting artifact that we have in our historical collection is a wonderful essay written by Miss Janice Weber, who was the director of the library in the past. And she wrote that in 1916, Mayor Robert McComb and the City Council approved free housing and utilities for the public library. And it was approved to be moved to City Hall, which was then known as Market Hall. And I also included a copy of the first page of her essay for you all, so you can read a little bit about the history that she recounted in this document. Now, another item that we have is more newspaper articles. So this one is from August 19, 1917, and it's from something called the Wednesday News that was a part of the Laredo Times.
It discusses the need for a community center and mentions how the public library worked as one. It's where different organizations and people from all walks of life could come and meet. However, the Women's Club could not keep the room where the library was originally located, and it was moved to the city drugstore. The books were kept there, but the club met where they could, since it was just not enough space between all the rooms and all the people. That's the reason why the Market Hall then became the official location of the first public library. And this is a good article because it talks about the importance of the library as a community space that all people can use. In November 25th, 1917, we have mentions of the library being used by the public. So these event notices demonstrate how the library is being used in Market Hall in 1917. So for example, at the top we have the Women's Club will hold a meeting at the public library in Market Hall at 4 o'clock. The Boy Scouts of Troop Number 2 held their meeting at the public library last night. So here we see the community space coming to life in 1917. Yeah. And this is actually one of my favorite articles. So this is from August 25th, 1918. And it's a super thoughtful article that discusses the impact of the library on the soldiers of World War I that were stationed in Laredo, that came to Laredo. And it has some very beautiful words about public libraries and their impact in our communities. So one of the most memorable sentences reads, "Especially since the soldiers came to Laredo in large numbers, has the library justified its existence. At all hours during which the library is open, there may be found soldiers reading books or magazines." Yeah, so that's a really good article that I definitely recommend you all check out. And then we move on to May 15th, 1925. Again, the Laredo Times talks about how the library continues to grow thanks to the participation of our community and the donations of different people in Laredo. So in this case, we have what was her name? I think it's somewhere in there. The Laredo Public Library has been the recipient of a very generous gift of about 400 volumes of valuable reference books and standard fiction. This collection includes works such as the Harvard Classics, The Beacon Lights of History, The South End of the Building of the Nation, The Nations of the World, and this was all donated by Miss Emma Cummings. And as you can tell, by then the library continues to grow well into the 1900s, receiving donations and support from community members. Thank you all so much for being here and for asking these great questions and letting me talk about something that I love so much, which is history. I do want to bring up that through your library account, you actually have access to all of these things yourself through our newspaper archive database, and that you can access from both at home and at the library. So just with your library card, you have access to all of these articles from the Laredo Times from as early as 1881, I believe. So it's a really great resource that you should all make use of if you can.
What's the name of that resource?
Yeah, it's called Newspaper Archive. So when you go to the LaredoLibrary.com or LaredoLibrary.org, our website, you'll go to research, and then the database will pop up under Newspaper Archive. Yeah, LaredoLibrary.org is our website, yeah. And then under the research section, it'll pop up. Yeah, and you can make an account just using your library card. And like I said, it goes way, way back to the 1800s, so it's a very worthwhile resource to have. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions or anything they liked about the presentation that they want to bring up?
Thank you so much for all the work that you did on your research. We really appreciate your previous presentation.
Thank you.
and this one.
Yes,
Thank you
of
so
course.
much.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Doris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very interesting.
Thanks, Ms. Diana. Nice to see you again.
No, you're not, you're not.
I wonder if Miss Emma Cummings' name is anywhere in the library, Miss Solis? Or was it erased with all the memorabilia? Just a question.
Can have Doris look into that, but
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name.
Nah, me either, that's why, but she donated 400 volumes, that's a lot.
Probably a personal library.
Yeah, I had never even heard the name Cummings.
I was gonna say
And
that.
I've heard other last names, but not that one, and it was certainly a great donation at that time, 1925.
I wonder if
Not even my mother was born at that time.
I had a student back then in the 70s. Cummins.
Cummins.
Cummins. I think was first. One of those pictures. Cummins.
Mr. Ortiz, if you could, make a motion to move up the item 8A,
8A, okay, I make a
which is
motion.
the policy and regulation.
All right, if I can entertain or have a motion to move up item 8A to Regulation Manual 2023. Do we have a second? We have a second. All those in favor of moving it up? All those opposed? Okay, there it is. We moved up.
All right, well, nice to see you all again. So we now have a paper copy. I know we didn't give you electronic copies last time for you to review. This is the draft of our policy manual. So I'm just here to talk about some of the changes. And mostly there we go. So, table of contents. So what we did is we labeled each section with its own number. So when you go to the first table of contents here, you're gonna see that each section has a number and then there's subsections. So this is just essentially make it easier for staff to reference. So we separated the forms and attachments. So before they were kind of jumbled together, so this way it puts them as order of appearance in the policy manual, so this makes it easily referenced back to their original section. So this is what you'll see here when you're looking at the paper copy. This is our table of contents and then forms and attachments. And it's all hyperlinked, so if you're looking at the digital version, you'll be able to click on it, it would take you to that area. So it's just a little bit of a nicer ease of use format. So some of the additional updates, we added the new type of e-card that we launched during the pandemic that wasn't actually in there. So we added materials that were not on the checkout tables, so the kits, the launch pads, essentially the newer items that were begun to check out since this policy manual was enacted. So we're increasing the number of materials to check out at once. And if you actually go to page 13, you'll be able to see the chart there that shows all of the items you can check out and their lending periods. So essentially, I'm going to go to the next one just so you can see the comparison here since I'm already talking about it. But you'll see that we were able to check out 15 items, 15 books. You can now check to 20. And same with DVDs, we're increasing the total of DVDs you can check out. We're going from 3 to 5. And we're just upping those numbers just to give people more access, to allow them to check out more while they're here. And just, again, adding those newer formats that we weren't checking out prior, like the video games you'll see are in there, the kits, the launch pads, and electronic resources. We pretty much just put it in there just to remind people that there's no fines, and they're subject to their own loan period, so they're not included in here. So going back, additionally, we just consolidated a lot of the areas. So whereas it seemed like a lot of information, once you look at it, there's actually only 7 sections in this whole document. So it makes it a lot more concise and a lot less, I'd say, overwhelming for staff. It's only 7 sections. And then we just updated the logos that were outdated.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
At what age can a child get a card?
Any age.
As far as I know, any age.
So a newborn
You
child
can
can
get
get one.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because you know, the Laredo Learns, that new program that is starting. We were thinking about working with parents so that as soon as they have their child, they can get their e-card, or it's called an
And we
e-card.
had been talking to Dr. Mira about that. He
Yeah.
came
O'Mara.
and,
O'Mara.
He came and visited with us,
Oh,
yes.
good, okay.
We talked
Yes,
about
I met
that.
with him also, and I said, well, I can help you with the library, anything with dealing with the library.
Yeah,
so.
he came in here, he met with all the librarians, I believe, yeah.
Oh, wonder, yes, the
Uh-huh.
dean, he's the dean of education at SMU.
Mhm.
And so we want to start a program, or, you know, as soon as your child is born, get the library card and start reading to them and start getting them, you know, into literacy from a very early age, and so that's great. That's why I asked about
Yes,
that.
yes.
Perfect. Yeah, and you're gonna talk about that program that you also
Next,
have
the next
time.
meeting, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And that's pretty much it. I hope we get your approval on this. I'm really excited to share this with staff. I hope they like the
I have
information.
another question, ma'am. I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering on the e-card, I thought I read that it was only valid for 1 year and then it could not be renewed.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes,
Even the regular card gets, renewed every year, but you're here in person, so we can check the information.
But
The
it can't be
e-card-
renewed.
No, the e-card, you just get another one.
Mhm.
You just get another one. If that's all you have, you can just get another one.
Okay, because it says, I thought it said valid for 1 year and then it could not be renewed.
yeah, that's correct.
So then how do they get another one?
Just
Just
apply
go to our
apply
again.
website.
again. Oh, not automatically renewed, but
Yes.
apply again.
Apply
Okay.
again.
Correct, yeah.
So it can be renewed, Ms. Rodriguez, but not like automatically. They have to, come and get another one.
Oh,
Yeah, they would actually
okay. I,
You can just go online and get it.
And
apply
get-
for a new one
Apply
online.
for a new one.
Correct.
Not automatically renewed.
okay, because it's, maybe clarify that, because it says valid for 1 year and then it says cannot be renewed.
That's,
Instead of cannot be renewed, you can maybe word it
Maybe
as if
apply.
it's
Maybe
not going to
apply.
be automatically renewed.
Or apply annually.
Or
Apply
apply
annually.
annually.
but I think that is correct. I mean, we're not renewing it, and you would actually apply for a new one. It's not a
But
renewal.
can you specify, because some people might think, oh, I can't renew
Yes.
it.
It's only good
It's
for a
only good
year.
for, I can't renew it. And not that it's
That's
the
what
wording,
that's
it's
the way I
wording.
understood
you're
it.
saying-
I agree, Esmeralda and
But we're
Sandra,
talking
yes,
about
I
the
agree.
regular card to renew or the e-card?
The e-card.
Worded a little bit different.
The e-card,
Yeah.
Okay.
just to clarify that it can be renewed, but
That's,
The
that's
steps
not
are
correct. It
whatever.
actually is not renewable,
Well,
the e-card.
but it's a
That's what
wording.
we're trying to clarify.
Yeah. it
Yes,
is-
so
It's just the
not
wording.
renewed, Just, maybe we can put in there, apply for annually.
Mhm.
That's better.
Mhm.
That's better.
Okay.
or must be renewed annually, in person
Well,
or
the
whatever
word-
the case
the
may
word
be,
is
whatever
renewed.
your
Yeah, it's
The
a
word is
stipulations are.
Not to use.
Yeah, cause you'll
renew.
get another number.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
get-
not a renewal, yeah, you would just apply for
But
a new
it
one.
can be applied for annually.
Right.
Or something
there
to
you
that
go.
effect.
Mhm. Yeah, not, to stay away from the word renew, because
Correct.
it cannot be renewed. That's just the word, I guess.
Yes, and that's the way the electronic works. It just generates a new card number.
That can be changed?
Yeah, we can change
The
that.
wording? Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you for pointing that out. Basically, it's more or less the same, better organized, easier to use, and just those updates up there.
So they would have to fill out this one for
Mhm.
card,
For actual
for
card,
an
a
actual
physical.
physical card.
Mhm. And that they do in person. So that one can be renewed because you're here already. We can verify the information. I believe the e-card only requires, an address.
Do we all have, mine hasn't been, I haven't gotten one. Do you have a library card? I know you do, cause I've seen you come. Do you all have that? Yeah, I need to come and get mine. Shame on me.
And I don't know if you know, but since you're part of the committee, we don't incur fines.
No, but I'm very good, I have
Oh,
to
yeah.
come and review and do
So
these
I need
things
to
and
fill
then
this
check
out
out
and
more.
bring it.
You know, that's how my mind works, I'm always checking out more.
Unless you're still in the system.
I may be.
Yeah, you can go out there and ask.
Okay.
Perfect. And once again, you have a great collection, you have a lot of updated books, your staff is always friendly and helpful, and it's always a pleasant experience to come to the library. I can attest to that, because I'm here several times a month, so.
And that's
Thank
all
you.
the
Ask
librarians
her.
choosing the books and keeping them fresh and updated. Danielle's one of them.
Absolutely. Yes, I can vouch for that.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. Thank you. Is that after that item 8.8?
Well, we do need to vote on the approval. If you notice on the title page, it says approved by Library Advisory Committee. It's a formality so that we can go ahead and publish it.
Well, with that correction,
With
with
that
that
correction.
change
Mhm.
on the renewal situation.
What did you say, Mrs. Solis? You said?
You can apply for it annually. It's not renewed, but it expires in a year,
Right.
but you can apply for a new
No,
one.
that we have to vote.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so with that change then, are y'all in I guess, an approval of the regulations policy manual, the draft that was presented to us?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Do we need a motion and a second?
Yeah, I think we should have a
Okay.
motion to approve with the change that we said about the rewording of the
E-card.
E-card
Renew.
annual
Yeah.
reapplication.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those
Who's
opposed?
second? I'm
Aye.
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
No,
Ms.
second?
Ross.
I'll second.
Yeah, Mrs.
Aye.
Mrs. Ayala second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
And the ayes have it, so it's approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Where is the digital copy house? Is it on the webpage?
It's on the webpage. It'll be
This one,
uploaded.
not yet, because
But it will
it's,
be, it's on the
correct.
webpage.
yes.
Okay. All right, so then, I guess we'll go back up to library directors.
Yes,
Okay.
oh, you have to take it for
Oh, we need our people
Our people
members
back.
back, yes.
Everyone, nice seeing you all.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nice to see you.
Are they still there?
See them.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna give you an update on the vacancies, cause I'm now including them in the checklist, real brief. We have a librarian 3 and a librarian 2 vacant, and we've just hired a couple of library assistants, one here and one in Moss. They're going through the process, and we're interviewing for a part-timer at the Bruni branch. Also, in your packet is the checklists, that if you wanna go ahead and take a look at them, and if you have any questions, usually Angie's the one that's up to date with all this, all the repairs, but we'll try. Oh, you're here. Today?
Today.
Okay. Today, the staff elevator at the main library was fixed today.
Oh, okay.
So do you not have a fire alarm? Where am I?
Which,
At the LPB branch, since it's,
no, it's on. It just keeps, beeping or sounding
Okay.
out, but it's on. We've had the contractor go and take a look at it, and they told it was the humidity, so we're trying a dehumidifier, see if that'll work. They just got it today, yesterday, so. Because we're at the end of the physical year. Some of the stuff has to be put off till October.
into the next fiscal year.
Which is like next week.
Next week, yeah.
Well, no, we have to
Well,
wait a week
October
before.
first, yeah, but the budget has to be approved and all that.
It was approved already, but they always tell us, give us a week to
Yeah,
get going. Yes.
yes, to start POs and stuff like that.
We're ready, believe me.
Is graffiti at the Bruni, there are no cameras out there to see?
Not on that side. We have a camera pointing at the front of the building. Not back there. That is a very, I think it's an old book drop.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how, I don't think it gets used too much, but we do need to get it painted. We have a security guard that's usually there between 4 and 7 at night, every day at the Bruni.
Anybody have any other questions on the monthly checklist? I guess if not, we can move on to the upcoming library programs and services.
And as usual, you have the flyers for each of the branches. They're each planning on some sort of Halloween event or something related to Halloween. And the normal programs of story time. So the teenagers have a good time because they're gonna do Franken-Toy, and they create new toys with
old toys.
Barbie
or-
heads or
Where, this donation of old dolls, action figures, where would all that be stored?
Well, it's gonna be used for a teen program.
Yeah, they're gonna redo stuff by.
Like, it's called Franken-Toys.
Oh,
So, they also, and so
kinda
they're-
like in Toy Story with that?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I guess, so let's say you have a little stuffed bear and a little giraffe or whatever, they'll make it, sew it together or put it
With-
together
it'll
to
be-
make it a different type of.
Yeah.
But it is like,
Yeah.
like the Toy Story. It's for Halloween, so.
Oh, so
For
you
the
need them
teens.
like now.
Mm-hmm. Well, the program's on the 21st, so it's today.
top dialects on the border. That's interesting.
But she has a book, she'll be bringing that, and she'll be doing a talk on it.
Who's that?
Patricia Gonzalez. She always has interesting articles in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
I cut those out.
Yeah, she teaches at FAMU. Yeah.
You'll get a free book.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you always wonder, you know, am I saying something incorrectly that,
Probably.
you know, a native speaker thinks of something from Mexico, interprets it differently, you know, you don't want
Today I
to put a
heard-
foot wrong.
Yeah, I heard somebody say, no jala. And I'm like, and it's like, no funciona o no
Right,
está
yes,
trabajando.
yes.
No jala.
No, jala is slang, but it's acceptable slang.
Yeah.
I say it all the time.
I know, but it's a professional.
I'm professional, no.
No. Yeah, that's why my.
Well, it depends where you were, where he was or she.
Not saying.
No, don't say.
Not saying.
Se dice el pecado, pero no el pecador.
That's right. All right, that's good.
Yeah, there's going to be a very good lecture on border language given by my friend Dr. Patricia Gonzalez there at the library. I think on Saturday, September 29th. I don't know the hour, I think.
Yes, it's the border talk.
Oh,
Yeah, the border talk. I invite all of you to go. Unfortunately, I can't go, and I'm hoping it'll be through Zoom, probably through WebEx. But she's excellent. She's my good friend. She finished her PhD at Tamu College Station. We were colleagues actually in the PhD program. And I recommend that you go if you are interested in el jale.
Yeah.
El jale ese es otro, ¿verdad? El trabajo. Sí,
yeah, could
pero
be.
you'll have fun with her. And she's an extremely good linguist.
I will be here, God willing.
Se me hace que a Sandra le gustaría.
Sí, claro.
Sí, a todos, you know, I'm inviting her.
A nuestra
Se me
amiga.
ocurrió que el jale,
So you'll be inspired to write another poem.
yes,
Oh, without
el jale no jala.
Yeah. No, I'm working on a calavera.
Oh.
Yes, you are.
I'm revising the one from Berkeley Avenue.
Sí.
So just to clarify, this is October 21st, not September 29th.
September what?
No, it's the date that's on there.
October 21st is the date that the border
Oh,
talks.
sorry, I thought it was, I don't know what. Oh, September 29th is Jolitidad, Temi. Sorry. I'm getting all confused.
We just wanted to make
September
sure.
29 is the Jovita Edad.
¿Cuánto me estoy perdiendo? I wish I could go to that one too, Jolitidad.
Yes. That one is
You know.
going.
That one's very good too. I know Sandra's going.
Yes,
I would have
Friday.
been there with you, Sandra, you know
I
that.
know, my friend, I know. It's
Sí.
okay, you'll be there in
Yeah, some
spirit.
sort of event.
Al ratito, al ratito.
On Spectrum One, this past week, they had
Sí.
a story about it, right?
Yeah.
About Jolita.
Yeah, it's interesting. I know that at the University of Texas, there is one dorm that's, I forgot what's it called, one of the dorms that's just for women, right? And in downstairs where they have like a room for them to study, it's a dedication to famous women, impactful women of Texas, and she's there.
Oh.
Jovita Edad is there. I saw it with among
Where was
others.
that?
They're at the University of Texas at Austin.
University. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sí, pues.
Yeah. she's
Now it's
there.
on a quarter. ¿Qué más queremos? She's on the quarter. And she was born in Laredo. Yeah. Yeah.
I got the quarter a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
What is it, the convention, the tourist
Tourist
convention?
convention
I
this
took
year?
Mr. Otero. I told you that I go there with them too, so they know that I'm on this committee, but, and I put in my 2 cents worth there. And Mr. Gabriel Castillo had quarters and he gave the committee, and I'm sort of part of the committee since I go quite often, so I got one. And
That's
then
good.
I used the newspaper, insert that they had a week ago
Mhm.
with her.
Yeah.
And I was subbing at Muller as usual, and I gave a presentation to the 5th graders.
Oh,
And I
that's nice.
passed the
That's great.
They don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they need to know this.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments on any of the activities for October?
Oh, the One City, One Book is next, well, on the 7th, right?
On the 7th is the book talk. It's about 30 minutes long, but you'll get a free book. And then the following week on Saturday is the actual author
Yeah.
visit.
As always, they look amazing.
I'll let Nikki know. Thank you.
You know, oh, there it is. I can see it now. On the little logo, we talked about the logo last time of the public library, which says check us out. I just don't see the year down there. Since, is it 1916? Is that what it says?
1916, and that's when the city took us under their wing, I guess, when we became a city entity.
I think that's something that should be promoted more. It just shows the longevity of the library.
Yeah.
And based on the history that was shared, just how Laredo in all its history, people always kind of pigeonhole it. It is a border town, I got it, but it's one that's had so many different perspectives, I would have put it that way, where cultures come through it. For one reason or another, whether it was the Fort McIntosh, back in the day, you had soldiers from World War I, the Laredo Air Force Base that trained, pilots and stuff from all over the place, to international trade now. That's the biggest brunt of it. I mean, just and the attraction of, jobs that bring from all walks of life. Because, yes, it's still 90-some% Hispanic, but it's attracted from all over the place, And this is one area where anybody can come to, like the soldiers back then, to community members now, right? It's just that one area. I don't know. I'm just thinking something with the year and the longevity should be out there. A little bit
And
more
a
out
larger
there.
size, right?
Right, out there, more to the point. Kind of like universities do. Say established 18 whatever. It tells you, you can trust in that because it's been here for so long.
Right.
There's something to speak to that. Just, maybe in the future, right? Okay.
They're always advertising, was it, the Sames?
Right, it's oldest,
The oldest.
they market their entire,
Yeah,
right.
they always say that,
It-
right?
it's
The
been
oldest.
here, we're gonna be here, you can buy from here, we're gonna honor the
So we
vehicle,
do that for the line for,
something along the lines for the library,
Yeah.
right?
but you always hear that.
And especially now that we know this history, there's other things to add to that.
Right.
A presentation or something.
Yeah, maybe even something of a write-up of something that,
In the
began by
newspaper.
what would we say, the women's, I don't know what group it
Women's
was.
Club.
The women's club and
Mhm.
the literacy, the promotion of that, and all the way to this day.
George Washington celebration, they always say this is the 100th, whatever,
Correct, yes.
so.
You're
And-
right,
And
you're
I
right.
think, the library's been here as a witness one way or the other for all of that, all that time. Okay. Just- Any other comments on the programs and services? Okay, monthly statistics then?
That's also in your packet. We're gonna be exploring maybe a different way of presenting these to you, a little more graphic. So at the next meeting, we'll present you with these, and then the new updated, that we're gonna be sharing with, the council members on, in the Friday packet. We're gonna have to, we do it weekly, but we're gonna go to monthly. They want all departments to send something for the Friday packet once a month. So we're looking at doing that, and we can also present it to you.
Good, yeah, I think if anything, that's gonna be presented to the city council on a monthly basis, weekly?
Monthly, right now, we submit our statistics, and that's what they requested, statistics on a weekly basis, but to make it less information, we're gonna, on the second week of the month, we present. to them. And
Okay.
it's in their Friday packet, we don't actually,
Well, I think if anything though, you want it to be clear, plain as day, the use of the library. That's
Mhm.
always a focus, right?
yes, and I don't know if you recall, there's a graphic where, it just has the numbers for the month, so they'll
Correct.
know.
Yeah.
Mhm. So we'll present that to you at our next meeting.
Yeah, that's really important. You know, to continue the investment in the library. Okay. I don't know if anybody wants to comment on any of the statistics. Okay. All right, items for discussion and possible action. Well, we already did item
Right.
8A, we're on B, scheduling for the next meeting.
And I have it as Wednesday, October 25th, also here at 5 o'clock. And there will be a presentation on the Family Place Libraries program, the grant that we've applied for in the past.
The one that I had sent, remember I sent, looked into this, there was that grant that was available, and she responded saying that, they're already applied for it, and you got it.
The last one who got it was Inner City. So we did get the training for that program, and we got the money to purchase
What is it called again?
Family Place Libraries. So we're a Family Place Library. The program that we present, the workshop, is 1, 2, 3, Play With Me.
Oh, yes, that's what.
Now, I know, I may or may not attend that meeting. I'm already looking ahead in my schedule that I may have to be out because of something that's going on Friday and Saturday of that same week. But I might probably have, I think I might have a meeting for it that day. So just FYI, I know, because I know the minute says somebody has to be present here.
Yes, and preferably the chair or the co-chair, but
Okay.
if no one is here, whoever is present can conduct the
Okay.
meeting, but it has to
Awesome.
be conducted in person.
Okay, just giving
But you're
everybody
welcome
a
to
heads
join
up.
us virtually if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'll try it. I just think I anticipate having a meeting that day.
Okay.
And just to plan ahead, like Bob was saying, in November, we don't meet, do we know?
No, usually
Because
we
of
skip
Thanksgiving.
the November meeting and have an early December meeting,
Oh,
so we
that's-
combine both.
Okay.
So no meeting in November?
November.
Okay, until December,
Early December, we'll figure out the date.
which would be like a Wednesday also?
Also Wednesday, probably not the first, because we're gonna be at Navidad, probably the second.
The first is the 6th.
Yes, that
And
one,
Maybe
we
like
can,
the 13th?
the 13th maybe.
Just
Okay.
for thinking ahead.
And that's the end of the year.
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's quick.
Okay, any other library advisory committee member absences?
Well, Mr. Romo didn't show up? so
Yes, Mr. Romo.
Okay, so he'll be at.
25th, I have a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second?
I second.
Second, all right, we got 2 seconds, all right. All those in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okey doke.